All right, folks, welcome back to Plain Fun RC. I'm your host, Saul, and we are now diving into the pods. So this is the pod. This particular pod is upside down. This is actually the left pod is what you're looking at right here. And there's a pod over here that's sitting on the table as well. And of course, that's right side up, so it gives you a better idea what they look like. And I call them the pods because this plane reminds me of the pod racers from the fourth Star Wars movie, the one with Jar Jar Binks, the really bad one. But anyway, so these are the pods. Now what we're going to do now is we have to go ahead and install the landing gear and the motor and the firewall and the battery tray as well. Now, one thing that I discovered is I thought, let me show you, you'll notice this big, large area here. I thought maybe that was supposed to be cut out that way because that's how I got it from the previous owner, and this is the cover that goes there. But I found out from the manufacturer that that was not supposed to be cut out at all, because you can see all the carbon fiber that's in here, and the landing gear mount sits right here, and it's supposed to be glued partially on this portion here. So this is going to require me to go ahead and do some carbon fiber work. I was looking online how to do it, and it pretty much goes on in the same fashion as if you're doing fiberglassing. So I've done fiberglassing before with the airplane, so I'm real familiar with that. So this will be pretty straightforward for the most part. So we'll have to fiberglass, put some carbon fiber back in there and get this back in place. And then once that's done, then we can go ahead and move on to doing the other stuff. But the previous owner did it both ways. And the only reason I can think of is because he was going to put, each pod was going to have a 140cc twin engine in there. So I'm assuming this open area back here, maybe he was going to run some pipes or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so a little extra work, nothing too difficult to do. And then once that's in the place, then we'll get moving. There's really no servos in here at all, since we're going with electric. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what we're going to use. I've got the two Rimfire 65cc motors here. They're going to go in. We're going to do a 15S. We're going to do a four-bladed 2010 is what I'm thinking. 2010, 2012, right around there. Probably 2012 more than anything, because I've got a 65cc motor in one of the other planes here, the Outrunner motor. Anyway, so 15S, we'll do 180 amp ESC with it. And then we have our, of course, the mounts that are here for the motors. And then over here are our twin firewalls, as you can see. And we'll talk about how these mount. It's really kind of a unique way of how they mount onto the actual front of the plane, but we'll dive into that in greater detail once we get to that portion. So that is the quick update on the pods. Very excited to finally get working on it. And you can tell there's a lot to be done. Now, by the way, what you're seeing right here, I think the previous owner went a little nuts with the sanding because he really sanded the hell out of these pods, and there really wasn't any need to, because it's normally covered in a white gel coat. But once we get it painted and everything, this will look a million times better. All right, that's it. More